"15 years down the road, Oyo Nyimba is no more the toddler king who could clutch onto the royal garment of his mother in an official ceremony. He has grown into a tall and confident king. Many Batoro outside Oyo's kingdom have been paying homage to him at his Munyonyo Palace here in Kampala as they count down to Saturday when he clocks 18. NTV sits down with Omukama for an interview, and the first question is he ready?
I've been ready since the day I was crowned, so I think it shouldn't be a problem for me.
Back home in Fort Portal, about 290 kilometers west of Kampala, people are preparing for a wave of VIP guests from across the continent and beyond to celebrate King Oyo's 15th coronation anniversary. At the Karuzika Palace, workers are putting final touches on their preparatory assignments to give the king's abode the opulence it deserves.
The challenge will still be on our shoulders. How are we going to help this 18-year-old king to really make rightful decisions that should enable us to tap the potential that the kingdom holds?
Clan meetings have been going on as people rally behind their king and even talk about development. Even Toro's political leaders are anticipating a strong partnership with the cultural institution, especially when Oyo is in charge without the regents.
When you combine culture and put it in the development perspective, I think we move holistically.
It is these young people that Oyo wants to get close to when he finally runs his affairs.
I think education is a very important thing, especially for the youth. You know, with that we can ensure that Toro has a bright future.
Happy birthday, dear King. One of Oyo's guardians, Buganda King Ronald Muwenda Mutebi, is happy to see that Toro's king has come of age.
This was not something that I found a burden. In fact, it was like taking on the responsibility of looking after a younger brother.
The Kabaka has these words of advice for the people of Toro.
But I asked the Batoro to support him in every single way possible.
Now with the king coming of age, the people of Toro have been asking themselves, will Oyo get a queen? We put this question to the king himself and the queen mother.
Well, I'm not really thinking of getting a queen right now because, as they all know, I'm still studying and it hasn't really been on my mind. But, you know, when the time comes, yes, I will.
Well, I'm praying to God. God to provide them a queen or a mugo. Time will come. I know time will come for that. But by now, I want him to dedicate himself and to study.
There's a high degree of enthusiasm among the people in the streets of Fort Portal for this year's coronation anniversary. Mpango, or the king's anniversary, is an important ceremony in this region. Now King Oyo's subjects are making final touches on the palace, waiting for that day when thousands of people will ascend this hill to witness King Oyo sound the royal drums, this time as an adult. Patrick Kamara, NTV, Kabarole Hill. Besides the geographical nature of Toro, the people here want to market their culture so as to begin cashing in on cultural tourism. The royal tombs at Karambi is one point where those who want to know more about the region's past kings could get information and see their ancient artifacts. At this site lies the graves of 3 kings, including that of the late King Kaboyo, the father of King Oyo, the reigning monarch. At the dawn of colonialism, European explorers made this kingdom their base, from which to continue the expeditions into the interior. This included the Duke of Ambrose in Italy and his trek to the Rwenzori, Sir Gerard Poto and the British wars with King Kaboyo of Bunyoro, and much recently, Commander Colwell, who founded Nyakasura School.
We expect a lot, especially in tourism. This is the most beautiful part of this country, and perhaps the most beautiful part of the world.
We are ready to mobilize the rest of the youth to attend to the king's needs and whatever he wants from us.
Analysts say Toro needs strategic planning and that if kingdom affairs are run with a business mindset, there are adequate ingredients on the ground to propel Toro to greater heights.
Everyone would love to be here, and I don't see why we cannot do that. And of course, now that we've worked well with the government and we are seeing the infrastructure development getting on course, this means what we need is really to get organized and tap this market that is out there waiting. And simple organized skills and with the forecast of the long term in a business fashion, I think we can get there.
The Queen Mother is very optimistic about the kingdom's direction, even though she's quick to add that King Oyo is still young.
It can't be a change just like within a day, but at least time will come and he will be, understanding slowly, and then he will be able to do whatever. I can't think for him, but he will think for himself what to do.
At Toro's Parliament, also known as Muchua, there are frantic efforts and meetings to make this coronation a memorable one for whoever sets foot in town. The Prime Minister, Omusuga William Nyakatura, says this is the moment to capture.
And we know very well that this institution, if properly utilized, can do a lot to help in social and economic development.
Has made so many friends throughout the world, and even in Uganda, there are a lot of expectations.
Meanwhile, several traditional leaders from West Africa have jetted in and will be heading to Fort Portal for the Mpango. This town of Fort Portal has been preparing for our VIP guests to attend King Oyo's royal birthday. It's just a matter of days before they come in. Now the challenge here is to make sure they leave a lasting impression on the visitors so that they could return, choosing Fort Portal as a place for holiday or business. Patrick Kamara, NTV, Fort Portal. At the dawn of a new day on Saturday morning, a lot of cultural requirements will have been catered for. Before the rest of his subjects wake up, King Oyo will have sounded the royal drum at the stroke of midnight.
The Omukama Iguru sound the drum at midnight, of which has already been informed, is trained.
After that, Toro cultural enthusiasts are expected to make the journey to Karuzika Palace to witness Omukama Oyo wear the crown. However, according to the custodian of the Karambi royal tombs, there are many rituals that will be performed a day before the Mpango.
We shall slaughter a sheep, roast it, and also prepare brew for the dead.
After that symbolic meal to the departed kings, everything else will move smoothly at Harukoto, about 4 kilometers from Karambi. This job of superintending over the royal tombs is reserved for the Babuijo clan. Patrick Baguma inherited this responsibility from his father. There's another custodian at this cultural site, a bull.
The
bull you see behind me here, known as Ruvamba Rwegasani, is the keeper of the royal tombs. It has sired another bull that will continue that generation. And so are human beings. Mr. Baguma from the Babuijo clan is doing this job which has been done before by his father and his grandfather. And his son is likely to continue the same, to continue with that tradition and that legacy of the Batoro. At a later stage, King Oyo will be expected to make his own drum, following the tradition of his forefathers, and he will give the drum a name.
Cuts a tree to make his drum. The Omusuna takes the remaining piece, called kanimi. Ikisonge kiwakitemam, Omusuna koramwe. Then Omukama takes the trunk and makes his drum.
Since the restoration of monarchies in Uganda, after 30-year suspension, many of the people around then and now would like to identify themselves with the kingdom. In the past, chiefs enjoyed the generosity of their king.
Omukama was generous. He gives you a woman you don't refuse. They pick up as a servant or a maid, then he makes his wife.
A day to Mpango celebrations. The festivities are just beginning. Patrick Kamara, NTV.